Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there. Good day. Good day.
So, I hope everybody is doing really well out there.
Exceptionally well for the start of the new year. We're hoping everyone is going to really get all their ducks in a row this year.
Yeah, this is going to be a big year. This is going to be a big year. And again, there's going to be a lot of challenges on this roller coaster ride. And we have to recognize that we're in a marathon. This is a marathon. And I know there's so many people that want us to just step into 5D at like 3 p.m. today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all done.
Yeah, I mean, step in it 10 minutes ago even.
Right? Well, again, this is something that happens cyclically. And in the greater scheme of things, we are on our way out of this matrix, so to speak. But there is still a long way to go. And that's something to keep in mind when there's, different sources out there, that are saying the battle's already won. And the fact is, it's not won on this 3D for the moment plane. In the long term, yeah, as long as we can stay whole and pure and true to ourselves, we're going to be okay.
We absolutely are. And, this is something we look at in the grand scheme of things. This is just a small sliver. But boy, it's an important sliver of time.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of info, a lot of downloads, and sorting through a lot of realizations also that have been coming on over the years. And so, I feel like it's time to really start to go in depth on a whole series of videos that are really going to show how we give our power away intentionally because we get tricked.
Yes.
And that's the bottom line. Because we're fooled, because we're tricked, we end up giving our power away, and we end up almost like begging for the bully to come and beat us up, so to speak.
It is. And, one thing, we'll get deeper into it, but it just reminds me of when Yeshua says, "My people die from lack of knowledge."
Yes, absolutely. And again, that's because there's this, think of it in terms of spin. There's a spin component that after a great being comes to this planet and tries to give us truth, they come in and twist it. They twist it more than a Bavarian pretzel.
Mm-hmm.
They just take it and yes, here's the truth and there is a lie, and here's the truth and there's a misperception. Here's the truth, and they just weave this thing together so tightly, and then sit back and laugh and say, okay, that'll keep them occupied.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, their plan, their programming just goes on and on. So we see the big five nuclear powers release joint statements saying their NUKESs are not aimed at each other. And this is Russia, the United States, China, France, and Britain, or the UK. So they consider the avoidance of war between states that have these type of weaponry as their foremost responsibilities. Well, thank you. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody wants that type of suntan.
No.
We'll take it the natural way, please.
Absolutely.
And so this is interesting too, because I've gotten that that what they really want is a prolonged WW hashtag number 3. And how could that possibly be when you have these, these type of weapons sitting there that could just stop everything in moments? But again, as we said, there's certain powers that won't allow the destruction of a planet in its entirety, especially when there's beings on that planet in other densities that will be affected, that are, totally innocent and have nothing to do with this. We saw that video of that giant mothership out there that was, just kind of nudging a comet. Well, the technologies exist on the higher densities to do a lot of different things, to move entire solar systems into new positions. So, we shouldn't be surprised that certain weaponry could be shut down and has been shut down. And even though there are these extraterrestrial, interdimensional overlords, for lack of a better term, that have technology that make our understanding of technology look inferior and obsolete, there are those above them that do the same to them. Mm-hmm. And again, though, at the very, very top levels, it's all about allowing us to have our experience. Because just like in a video game, so to speak, and I don't want to equate life to a video game, but at the same time, I think the analogy will stick with some people. It's like you go into a game and you accrue hit points, you accrue experience, you level up. Well, it's the same thing for the soul, so to speak. When you go into a situation and you do for others, think about all the people out there over, the eons that have done these great acts of self-sacrifice, often, even letting go of their very physical shell in order to help save others, putting themselves at danger in order to save others and to guide others. Well, that does a lot for the growth of the soul when it's coming from a point of love and compassion. Mm-hmm. And that's something to understand, because we don't all understand exactly why we're here. We don't know the original mission. We don't know the whole point, perhaps, of our experience in any one incarnation. But you can definitely gain a ton of insight by looking into Vedic astrology. And that's what so many people have done, and so many of the people in the know know that if they look at the positions of the stars, because this is a matrix, this is basically a holographic projection, a reality that can change. Quantum physics shows us that our viewing it changes it. What we expect to see changes the outcome. And again, there is a mass perception, a mass reality that's out there. So these dark controllers know if they can plant the seeds of a certain dark outcome, they know it's going to tend towards that, because a big portion of the population believes something's going to go a certain way.
And what they also do is they tend to twist the perception, or twist the viewfinder in which we look, and they twist it to their benefit. So we really have to watch for the information coming in. Where is that information coming from? What is it leading to? These are all very important things as we walk through this life journey together.
So here they're making a statement that we affirm that type of warfare cannot be won and must never be fought. So, what does that open the door to? Well, we could say, thank goodness they're not going to be totally insane, but we could also say, in a more cynical light, okay, so they're opening up the door for a prolonged conventional conflict. Because we have to understand what's really going on this planet. What is really, and again, I'm going to start to put together with my lovely partner, and the help of our guides, a whole series that I think will eventually go into books. Mm-hmm. And I might actually start some of the writing process now. Because, again, with what we have shared with you as far as the channelings is not even 1,000th of what we have. Because there's so much out there. We channel every single day. There's really hardly ever a day that goes by where there's not channeling, and there is no day that goes by where there's not contact with the guides. And so this has been ongoing for years. So we have so much volume to go through. Mm-hmm. And we will start to get that in multiple places.
Right. And this is something that we've been wanting to do, that we've been planning to do. I guess we've just been waiting for the right time when we're in a place where we think it can be the most beneficial. That's what I like to look for. I want it to really count. And it feels like so many people are waking up. They're ready to hear it. Because if you're just not ready to hear it, you're going to shut yourself down so fast out of fear. And you're not going to want to have it. But Mike and I have noticed in the comments, people are ready. People are really, truly ready for this.
Yeah, I would say again, of the people that are going to watch this video, probably 97 to 98% are, perfectly on board with almost anything that we're going to bring, because they're not holding on to anything so tightly as far as the programming goes. They're awake to the fact that we have been programmed. Mm-hmm. We've been totally programmed. We've been set up, for certain circumstances to come by, with our subconscious always projecting out there, well, this is this, so then that must be going to happen next. And we get our subconscious starting to manifest that. And it happens to all of us. It's because of the programming, the indoctrination that we're given. We can't help it. It's pounded in our heads. So we have to kind of unprogram ourselves, unplug ourselves from the system. That's the ultimate key. That's the key to everything, is unplugging from the system and staying strong within ourselves. So we see this, and well, we have another, another type. And I think the boy that cried wolf syndrome is going on too with all this, as we, of course, we've gone through the Omni thing, and we've gone through the Delta thing. We've gone through all these different things. So there's a new one out there now in southern France. You see, scientists are ringing the alarm bells again. Here we go again. And you find some people are terrified. Other people are like, that boy that cried wolf. Then now they're starting to say, here we go. I just don't care. Or they're even starting to feel like, they don't think there's ever anything to worry about. But, the thing is, we should always be prepared.
Yeah, always.
Always. And it doesn't necessarily mean, going along with what is given to us as part of the program by certain PTB, mm-hmm. If you know what we mean there. We have to use our own intuition, get connected to our own guides. And that does take time for many, but for others, it could be boom, like that, because we see that every day. So what the guide said about this was they showed a solid black line. And so what we've interpreted with this is that this is something to be a little bit more careful of, as what's happening is a progression. And we've talked about the fact that there will be something out there on this timeline that we currently are on, where you want to hunker down, and you really will want to avoid as much contact with anybody as possible, and really, kind of take all the precautions you possibly could take. And so, again, we are gearing ourselves towards recognizing and embracing that time when we probably won't leave the house or the property for months. Not even to go to a store to pick up fresh produce, where we're just going to hunker where we are, and hopefully at that time, we have enough produce growing that we'll be okay with that. And the same thing with you guys, again, while there's still stuff out there, because everybody is seeing what they're seeing out there in the stores. There's some empty shelves that are not getting replaced. So, again, if you have at least 3 to 6 months worth of food stocked up, that's the bare minimum. The bare minimum, we would suggest even more. But then the guides have also talked about the fact that so many people that live in certain zones might have to bug out because of events that occur, both earth change wise and potential conflict wise. So it's one of those situations where you have to be aware of your surroundings, aware of what can happen. Is there a possibility of a big earthquake where I am? Am I in San Francisco or something like that, LA, with a chance of, the big one coming? Or am I, even in a place that's prone to major hurricanes, because you have to be aware of everything around you in these times.
Absolutely. And at the same time, all we can do is the best with what we've got. I mean, some people are in situations where they might still need the medical system. They might still need certain things that the system provides. And really, it's not about perfection. It's about progress. Do your best. And as long as you're doing your best, your guides, your angels are absolutely going to reach out and assist you.
So, yeah, this would be one, again, that it seems like it may be leading towards the one that we're much more concerned with, but at the same time, The problem is that everybody is stressed. Everybody is not necessarily in their best shape as far as immune systems because of everything that we're being exposed to elementally in the elements around us, so to speak, and the frequencies around us, so to speak. It's all lowering our immune system in so many different ways. So again, this is where the guys have said, while you can, get as much good nutrition as you could, be used to doing cleansing of all different sorts, from fasting, intermittent fasting, things like bentonite clay, can help. There's so many things out there that can help you with fasting and cleansing the body. There's blood purifiers like, garlic and
Chlorella,
chlorella,
spirella,
spirulina,
turmeric is
turmeric,
good.
ginger.
Yeah, all of these things are good to just be on. They're all foods, so it's not like you can overdose. You
Yeah.
just take it until you have the desired effect.
And, like we have a machine to, distill our own water, as well as some life straws and other filters. Pure water is a must, obviously. And we could make our own colloidal silver, which again, silver does work, and it's worked for us and many, many other people. So there's so many different things to boost yourself and to boost your system. And, again, that's something else that we would be stocking up in these times and getting ready for, things to not be available in the future for a while.
Absolutely. These are things, take a look at what you need, what you go through monthly, and just, check your list, check your things, make sure you're stocked up, and kind of stay that way. And because like Mike says, this is a marathon, we can't put one single date. There is no way to put a date on anything. But we can look at the cycles, we can look at the times, we can look at energies, and we can come up with a safe assumption saying, okay, just be prepared. And that's where we're at right now.
Yes, and bottom line is too that part of this major plan. This is what is going to be the thrust of a lot of these videos that will be coming out in this series. Is the fact that they're getting you ready to accept new rulership on the planet, so to speak. And there are those out there right now that are planting those seeds to get you ready for when they introduce the new rulership on the planet. And so it's very important to understand what that really is and what that means. And we want to stay as clean and clear of any of these dark technologies as possible. Again, this is truly a battle for our souls. And it's not just even about surviving this one lifetime. It's actually much, much bigger than that. But we do have that ability within each of us. And if we didn't have this interference by these powers, truly we would be creating a heaven on earth right now. And we can create our pockets and zones of being away from the system. This happens in these times again. Every time we go through a Kali Yuga and then starting to come out of it, there starts to be so-called free zones. I remember seeing a tweet. I forget if it was the governor of Texas or the governor of Florida, but making that statement. Beautiful day here from the free state of Florida or the free state of Texas. In reference to the way we could see certain states are very, very different from one another right now as far as the level of freedoms. And it'll be the same on the planet as we move forward. It's just going to diverge more and more.
Absolutely. Things are definitely changing.
And so, there's, I'm not going to show you it, but I'm going to put a link here on Twitter, just because we're going up on the second channel, so to speak, which is now the first channel. Just showing how last year's CT, CONS, piracy. And piracy is a good word to use with what's really happening here in so many ways, is today's reality.
It is, yes. It's something that's being hijacked.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we want to thank our Patreons, and we want to send a special thank you to our brother Miles.
Yes, thank you, Miles, so much for your support.
Yes, Miles has been a supporter of the channel for a while now, and he's just been wonderful.
And if I can say, and in very interesting ways, because I don't know if he even realizes how much he has helped us through times where we weren't sure what we were going to do.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. Well, see, again, this is where the guides pull family together, and we might not realize even that we're family, that we've been in the same soul streams before right away. But it's something that gets realized. And we also want to thank our mom, Jan.
Thank you so much, Mom Jan. Again, it's another situation where I don't think she fully realizes what was going on, but intuitively she picked up on it so clear. Thank you.
And this is the type of thing that will be happening more and more as time goes on, where people will come together and realize soul families, and even have realizations of past lives that they've had with other beings, because this will be more the norm as we move into a silver and a golden age.
Right.
So again, all the veil that has been put over our heads, the scales that are over our eyes, they are being removed. And again, this is the whole point of everything that you see out there. They know this. They know they won't be able to hide it if things progress naturally. So what's going on? Well, it's not natural.
No,
that's the bottom line.
Natural. And even everyone out there who's given us a thumbs up, any bit of support for the channel, we're so grateful for. I'm beside myself in the support that we've received. Thank you so much.
So this is Sky Cubby. He's the founder of Medicinal Foods, and this is like an interview that he had done. And again, Medicinal Foods is really the only one that we've gotten behind as far as endorsing, because we believe in them, and they're good people, and they're all about promoting consciousness, and they're trying to change the planet in a positive way. There is a link that gets you a discount when you order using the EEA coupon code, and it does support the channel. But check out who they are again, and some of the knowledge that they share there.
Great reading, and it's all right there. Like, there's so much valuable information on that site. Go and check it out. It's a goldmine of information.
So may you guys be blessed with abundant peace, love, health, and happiness, and may you be kept strong in these times. May your knowledge grow and your conviction grow, and may you be protected by all the heavenly forces. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.